Jake. Thank you so much. Oh, you know what I just noticed? New York Times bestselling author of Jewish. This isn't a New York by the time this episode comes out, it will be.
It already is.
Is it already?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa! All right. I'm just so used to having great episodes.
Yeah.
Never something this delicious.
Sorry, I'm a big fan.
Oh, for
I
real?
love your stuff. Yeah.
Jesse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah. I look like a Jesse?
Well,
Is that what
yeah.
Okay, great.
Pushing on his name tag.
What's that sharp ass thing?
It's the pin that holds the mic on you.
Yeah, this pen ain't working for me.
Love your podcast.
We can
Great.
switch it upstairs.
Yeah, we ought to switch it.
Yeah.
For real? That's awesome, man.
Seriously.
Thank you
Great
very much,
show,
dude.
Great show.
I appreciate it, man.
Hilarious, bro.
What's your take on chicken pot pies, though?
I've never had one. I'm not white, man. I'm just
Oh.
I know, my name is Jesse, but I never had a chicken pot pie.
It's okay, he's white.
Yes, okay.
We see it, right?
Yeah,
You see that, that's not appropriate.
it's like it's gonna stab you in the neck.
It's Ben.
Oh, I guess vampire clips.
Vampire clip, huh? Vampire clip? I get it.
So funny.
Well, let's cook. So I was waiting in the lobby for cameras to come down, and Jesse was really excited, like, "Oh my gosh, are you Rick Glassman?" And I go, "Yeah." And he was about to say something, and I said, "Wait until the cameras are down here." So,
That's it. Keep it off.
I shouldn't go. This is stupid.
Hello. Oh wow, you're a big Jew.
Rick Glassman, thank you. We get that on camera? This episode is sponsored by Me Undies. Head on over to meundies.com/TYSO. 10% off, free shipping, what was it?
20% off.
It can't be 20%, that's too good of a deal.
Is it?
Holy shit. To get 25% off your first order plus free shipping.
No, Rick, that can't be right.
Yeah, that's meundies.com/TYSO for 25% off plus free shipping.
Wow. And the good thing about it is comfort from the outside in.
Do you play the piano?
My husband does.
Ooh, so you don't at all?
No,
Is he here?
he's not. He's at the office.
It'd be nice if we had a little,
Interlude music.
This is nice. This is a long time coming. I think at least since this summer,
We love.
because I don't remember what you were making, but there was something, it was some type of a soup.
Okay.
Like, I want some of this.
We love soup.
Love soup.
We're soup people.
And I commented, I want some of this, and it wasn't even to you, it was to the ether. It was just like, oh, this looks awesome. And you're like, come and get it. I'm like, I'm in this East Coast all the time.
That's it.
And then they're like, great.
That's how it is. It's funny because I think that the difference between New York and LA is full of these, like, I don't know, piece of shit entertainment Hollywood people.
Well, I mean, it's just, it's
In terms of like being in the food world, it's like in LA, everyone you know is like an actor. In New York, everyone you know is on Broadway or a comedian.
Right.
So like
they couldn't make it. Everyone you know is working 7 shows a week instead of 3.
Exactly.
and getting paid
They're not on
$1.50
strike right now. They are like in there. But it's just more so the fact that like we just end up with this huge crowd of, I mean, because every Jew's a comedian these days. Or every comedian's a Jew, really.
Believe me, I know.
Put it on the box.
I'm gonna just put it here.
There we go.
Just want you to know, is the piano in frame? Because I put it on top of the piano.
No, it's not.
I just wanted to acknowledge that I do typically respect pianos. I am
Good.
a pianist.
Oh, are you really?
Very good. Very good. Maybe
Okay.
while the pot pie is going on.
All right.
This is it? This is all we need for...
All we need, I have some puff
plus
pastry in the
puff
fridge.
pastry.
Are you good with knives?
Well, I didn't hear you.
Are you good with knives?
Yeah.
Just laughing.
Let me, I want to do a mirror check. I'm going to see if I'm going to take my hat off. Did you make this?
No, my sister's ex-husband's mother, who is from Madrid, she made this for us. We freaked the fuck out.
The cactus?
The cactus. We're like, oh my God, because we hate living things other than us in an apartment. No pets, no kids, no plants. And
Good
then
merch. You just throw yolks in the garbage, huh?
I threw the white just because I'm like, I'm not going to use it.
Don't you have a garbage disposal?
No, we're in New York. This is not like so fancy. Don't put that in. Cut that out, because then people, your LA people are gonna go like crazy on me.
Well, what would they have preferred you did if you didn't have a garbage
Compost or save it for a scramble.
disposal? I think you have an idea of what LA is from like.
I was just in LA. I know what it is.
So in LA, where the studios are,
Yeah.
where big Hollywood is, television, movies, fancy stuff. Whenever we put one of these mics, this whoever your sound person is, will inevitably 1 out of 5 will make a joke about going down your shirt or down your pants.
Oh, fun.
And I think they are not doing it meaning to be sexual. I think they're doing it for the person who might be feeling like they're being touched.
Like some comic relief.
A little comic relief.
So you know where we are. So if you look right in front of us is Silver Cup Studios. This is the main film studios for New York.
What do they film in New York other than Sex and the City?
They did 30 Rock there, like all
They
things.
do 30 Rock in 30 Rock?
No.
I know how showbiz works.
All right, let me hear you.
The Nanny was shot in LA. It's like nothing is real.
An ex-girlfriend of mine was in The Nanny twice, playing 2 different characters, one of which was a young Fran Drescher. We'll put up a picture.
My favorite show of all time.
Yeah?
100%.
It's up
I'm
there.
a Jew from Queens.
We know.
Oh
Might be the next one.
Could we, is this on wheels?
no. Where do you need it?
I don't, but I was gonna maybe have you just be at the sink doing your thing and I was gonna just come in.
And wheel it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Jake. Jake,
Yeah.
Rick Glassman. Thanks for doing this. So, I'm a big pot pie baby. I'm sure you've heard. And the problem with pot pies for me is very heavy in the dairy game. Now, they make some lactose intolerant-esque pot pies, but I haven't trusted them, and it's still very, very creamy, and I don't love creamy. This isn't very, very creamy.
You don't love creamy because you got a weak Jewish tummy, or because you're just a picky eater?
Yeah, I don't like dairy. I don't like the taste of dairy. So even faux dairy.
So you don't do any dairy?
Desserts.
Desserts, like a cheesecake's okay?
That's cutting a little close. If it's a
Interesting.
cheesecake with heavy other flavors, if we're like a chocolate cheesecake or some like pretend cheesecake, but no, ice cream I'll do, a milk chocolate I'll do. But creams, cheeses, I don't eat cheese on my pizza.
My sister's no, not about the cheese and like the pizza. My sister's the same way. She doesn't fuck with cream cheese. She doesn't fuck with anything sour, like no dips, none of that.
You mean no creamy dips?
No creamy dips.
Yeah, so hummus took me a while because I had to see it being made.
She doesn't fuck with hummus.
I do now, but the texture and the look, it freaks me out.
Okay.
So even if it was like coconut cream, it's too much.
Okay.
This, I understand that you want to make sure you have more of you like carbs in your pot pies, which I never thought of before.
It was something I started doing. The whole idea was it's like a play on chicken tagine, but obviously it's like the crust is the best part. So how did we kind of like marry the two? Well, instead of having like a creamy base of just using couscous to suck up the liquid.
And everyone knows what couscous is. It's some wheat something. But could you explain?
Yeah, it's like literally imagine semolina dough that's then like rolled in between this like fine mesh sieve and then steamed. So it's these little teeny pockets of, I don't know, pasta-ish.
I have to let you know, you said a few things in there that I didn't even know what they were.
Semolina type of wheat.
Okay.
And it's just like semolina flour. Very similar to like what you would like sprinkle on sometimes on the bottom of pizza.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
To make it crispy.
To make it crispy, or so it doesn't stick.
This is not a sponsor, but just because we're doing lots of wheat here, I want to shout out to some of my...
Are these probiotics?
No, these are digestive enzymes.
Oh, I love this.
The New Jew pill.
Oh my God, I've never heard of this.
Specific for gluten, and this is for if I'm ever eating anything that I shouldn't be. If I feel like, should I eat that?
You're gonna send
Fries.
you'll send me a link?
I mean, do you have stomach problems?
Of course.
I mean, you look like everything you put in your body is supposed to be there.
It's not.
Okay.
I am falling apart on the inside.
Well, then this.
Okay.
You know what else I thought about? And I'm not sure yet, but I just remembered as I got my enzymes. Do you do weed?
Oh, nonstop.
So I brought some edibles, and I
Perfect.
thought, I don't know if they'll kick in by the time the pot pie is ready, but it might be a little fun thing.
Why not? Lime and lime. Which one is
Another
this?
plug.
Kiva. We love Kiva.
Kiva.
We love
It's-
Kiva.
I'm exclusive.
So I have one. This is for because you're an LA
having fun.
boy. They did a collab with Yeasty Boys, so it's everything bagel seasoning.
Oh, interesting. I'd like to try it.
The best are their chocolate covered espresso beans. Have you had those?
Yeah, I don't love espresso with my weed. Call me old fashioned. Don't call me that. Do you want a little of mine
Yeah,
to
sure.
replace?
We'll trade.
So I'm a.
Oh, making a mess. I will say it doesn't crack evenly.
Yeah. What are we looking
Are you
at
doing
here?
5 or are you
No,
doing?
I'll do a whole 5. This is probably 8.
I'm gonna do this.
I don't know you that well. Your fingers touched. It belongs to you now.
That's true. You don't know where my fingers have been. Gay man in New York.
You know what I just learned?
What?
Well, you taught me this. The apartment numbers here, and apparently all over New York, they don't end in numbers. Did you know this?
They
Did you
don't
hear about
always
this?
end in numbers.
End in letters. We'll bleep
have a
this,
lot
but
of
this is not 01, 02.
Let me inject you.
So this is my first time doing a podcast, or should I call it a chicken pot piecast? Keep that in. Where I've also been like not sitting down, not holding a microphone.
We love.
So I'm going to be finding 2 things. One, a new recipe.
Love.
And 2, this.
Yes, you're in like this is gonna be like the beginning of you doing shit of like.
I watch a lot of Beat Bobby Flay with my dad.
Okay.
We're big on Beat Bobby Flay. Now I know
Okay.
this isn't Beat Bobby Flay.
No.
But at the end, if Bobby Flay wins, which we think is like around almost 70% of the time,
Okay.
he does some type of a pun, right? So if your suggestion was a pot pie and I did it, you guys, well, you know, pie, buddy, because I just wiped the floor with you or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'd like you to think about that, and towards the end of this, we'll go through the book, and I would like us to come up with some puns.
I love that. Puns are a big part of the brand, so we're into it. So should we get started?
Yeah, now tell me this.
Yeah.
Most people that watch this are probably anxious people that don't leave the house much. And
Heard of 'em.
I don't know if they do their own cooking. I used to cook all the time, came into a little bit of success, and I order a lot of delivery and eat out now.
Okay.
So I want to cook more.
Love that
Do
for
you
you.
hear, I didn't wash my hands, do you hear from people like they don't cook? Do you have like a little like, here's what you should start doing?
That's literally what I would say my specialty is getting people who don't cook into like a positive relationship with cooking. And I think that's the goal of this book, is also having recipes of different levels where you can start like with something easy and then eventually work your way up. This is in the easy section of like quick recipes that are done in an hour or less. Then I have project recipes, which some are easy too.
What's a project recipe mean?
Like a brisket that takes 3 days, which for a lot of people, it's like,
Yeah, they want it now.
They want it now. Crazy.
So we're doing a pre-made puff pastry that's just on the top to save us some time.
Exactly. We're actually going to bake it separately too, so there's really nothing to wait.
What does a pre-made puff pastry look like? Do you have the box for it still? And what do we use this for? This could be for desserts. This could be for pot pies.
Napoleon. It could be for like little palmiers. It could be for a bunch of stuff.
Palmiers. Teach me.
Like the little elephant ears, or I don't know, just like little baked goods and stuff. And then I'm just gonna like roll it out a little bit because this is kind of gonna be our top that we're gonna bake separately. I tried doing it as I like develop these recipes. There's so many different iterations of how do I make it super easy for people at home to just, I don't know, get a really delicious dinner on the table without losing their fucking mind.
And flour keeps stuff from sticking.
Exactly, we do not want any sticking.
So you said, I saw in your book that one of your favorite Hebrew words is dayenu.
Yes.
Dayenu, I never knew what it meant, but it's something like, and I think of it like Mary Poppins, enough is as good as a feast. I don't think that's the right meaning of it though. Like
it means it would have been enough, and kind of what's going through is it's this song going through all the miracles of the Exodus, saying that if only one of them happened, it would have been enough. And obviously, like the point of that is, if only one of them happened, we would still be slaves in Egypt, but still having wholehearted gratitude for every little blessing. And that's how I feel oftentimes a lot about cooking or entertaining, where people feel like they have to do it all, and sometimes I'm just like, no, do what you can do.
But would have been enough is past tense. Like, is it not, this is enough?
It would have been enough in terms of the miracles of the Exodus would have been enough. In today's world of what we're using it, it's saying like whatever you did, it would have been enough.
Dayenu.
Hotzianu, Hotzianu.
Do you speak Hebrew?
I just started taking classes, so no.
Right.
But I can you do that like Hebrew school read and write thing.
You said that you had an interview asked you, are you going to start doing foods that aren't Jewish foods, and you had a reaction to it?
Yeah, I just think that like too often, I don't know, you think of like you go to some like pasta chef that has like this thick Italian accent, and be like, oh, this is amazing. When you're moving on from Italian food.
When are you going to start doing Chinese food?
Literally. And yet for Jewish food, it's like considered just acceptable to be like, no.
What's Jewish food to you?
Jewish food has a lot of different, that's such a loaded question, because what Jewish food is it's this combination of dishes from across the diaspora of where Jews have gone and how
we'll Google it.
where they have taken dishes that were both like native to our people, as well as absorbing ingredients and techniques from their new neighbors and kind of adapting it for Jewish ritual, Jewish holidays, kosher law, the Sabbath, and where it's gone.
When I think of Jewish food, I think of laws.
Yeah.
I think of like what's allowed, what's not allowed.
Yeah.
I think about things that I have eaten for Jewish holidays.
Love that.
I don't know where it comes from. Is it Middle Eastern food is Jewish food? Is it Israeli food Jewish food? To me, Chinese food is Jewish food.
100%. I talk about that a lot in the sense of we look at something like a rainbow cookie, which is from the Italian American community, but because the immigrant communities were together in the Lower East Side, it's become so integral in like every kosher bakery has a rainbow cookie.
Yeah.
And I don't go to one Passover or breakfast that doesn't have a rainbow cookie. So that's part of it. So we're not saying that we own it or that we invented it, but it's become part of our ritual, which is so American. It's so part of this like melting pot. And the only thing is that Jews, we just touch every part of the world. So it's a little bit of everything, which people hate.
Well, I don't know when this is coming out, but they don't love it.
All right.
So why you said like Lower East Side and the rainbow cookies and stuff. It seems like from the little we've spoken so far, New York and Judaism are connected to you.
100%. It's just part of my story of like, I'm a born and bred New Yorker of when
Pun intended?
Yeah. What?
I pun intended because of the bread.
Because of the bread. Oh. In which
You said born and
context?
bred. What are we doing with that bread?
This scraps.
Okay.
You could bake it off, make a little.
So Jewish New York is tied to you.
100%. When I think of like, it is the Holy Land when my family fled Europe. And this was this is where they not only survived but thrived.
How many generations American are you?
On my mother's side, my grandmother was immigrated here.
Because of the Holocaust?
Yeah, she was a hidden child.
Yeah, same.
And then on my father's side, my grandmother was the first generation born here. My great grandmother, who I grew up with, knowing, lived from 1898 to 2001 and came here in like 1907.
103?
102.
How many months away from 103 was she?
Not far, I don't remember exactly, but yeah.
Yeah, Jewish women live long, don't they?
Yeah.
More so than men.
Because the men have the history of like ignoring health issues,
Yeah.
eating like animals, smoking and drinking. Like,
Do Jewish women not eat poorly?
I guess less so, or maybe it's the genetic thing too.
Because typically I know women usually outlive men, but I feel like Jewish women, a lot of them my grandma's almost 94
Wow.
and lost
Good
her husband
genes.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean may she live to 120.
Is there any foods in here that you suggest? Like what is a blue? What are those things?
Blue
called?
zones.
Blue zones.
Blue zones. I don't think there are many Jewish blue zones.
I'm just learning about blue zones.
Yeah, that's what everyone's obsessed with right now.
Blue zones are just the types of foods that are like proper fats.
Well, no, blue zones are places in the world where people live very long, and then they try to correlate.
But
their
isn't it mostly
diets.
like Mediterranean foods?
Mediterranean
It's fishes
foods.
and good fats.
Yeah, but it's mainly plant-based diets. Which, I mean,
Okay, so we got an egg wash. What is that? Just yolks?
this is just a yolk, mainly because we just have this one piece and there's no need, and I want it super golden and that like beautiful yellow color that you get from
So
the yolk.
I'm at home by myself and I want to eat something, and I'm like, I don't want to cut this pastry and put eggs on it. What is your selling? Like, how are you going to sell me on doing this?
This was so easy. You took something out of the freezer and put some egg on it. Don't stop being so lazy. That's my sell. Everything in this recipe is simple. I'm a big believer. It's a little bit like the Kim Kardashian. Like get your ass up and cook.
Is that what Kim's thing
No,
is?
she says get your ass up and work. It feels like nobody wants to work
that was
anymore.
Michelle Obama. Can I say that? Wasn't it Michelle Obama? We're laughing. I really think that's Michelle Obama. Something about working, right? Isn't it like a workout? She was working out.
I'm sure.
You know, I don't know if this is taboo. I don't even know if it's marble. But I recently saw a picture of Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
And I thought she looked really good.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe we'll edit around this because of, there's a lot of big fans of Kim out there, but I'm
sure you have a lot of overlap.
Too attractive.
Okay.
I never found Kim Kardashian particularly attractive. Listen, I'm sure she has a lovely heart.
Okay.
And I think that all women are beautiful, even the ugly ones.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
never really found her that attractive. And I saw a picture of her, and I was like, I think I get it.
You think? Well, that's what money does when you can like afford a trainer and like the best.
But she's always had that, at least since I started knowing her. And I was thinking about this the other day. I saw a friend online who has some money, and like he looks so much better than he did a few years ago. Money does it. I had the thought, I'm thinking, I mean, how much money do I have to have, and what am I going to do to get to that?
You have to get your like Marvel MCU body, where it's
Yeah,
like
but how do I do that? I just getting a trainer?
Getting a trainer, changing your diet. It's like a whole thing. You got to be getting lots of protein.
That's the one, is changing the diet.
Yeah.
That's why I've been wanting to cook more, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
I really try very hard to avoid seed oils.
Okay.
They're everywhere. And vegetable oils.
I don't think that should be the hill you die on.
Well, I had a conversation with a doctor.
Okay.
My doctor.
Yeah, I would hope so.
My cholesterol isn't like, he's not worried, but it was elevated enough to where I'm worried.
What are we talking about? What number?
We might have to bleep this, but I don't remember actually. What
Like
my number?
310.
No, I think it was like 170s. Does that sound right?
that's fine.
Does that sound right? Like high 170s?
Okay. I mean,
What's yours?
I think it was like somewhere maybe just under that. I think it was like 168.
Well, I want to get ahead of this, and I was dating a girl who used to be a nutritionist. So
Okay.
and she was telling me about some of the stuff that I'm eating, and she really scared me, both with fried foods, and what they're fried in,
Okay.
and vegetable oils in particular.
Okay.
And I started looking at ingredients of so many things, and canola oil is in everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like I need to start cooking to get, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's my motivation. You seem to have a really strong stance on not caring about oils.
It's not about the oils, it's about the moderation. It's like when you cook for yourself, that's when you have the ability to be like, okay, when I'm out, I can have a little bit of fried food. Like I'm a big, like I eat healthy at home, and then if I'm out, there is nothing that's going to stop me from eating like a ridiculous amount of chicken fingers.
Well, that's the thing. I'm getting takeout or eating out 7 days a week.
That's your problem.
That's why I want to cook more.
Love that for you.
May I?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
When you watch movies and you see actors who are supposed to be chefs, do you judge the way they cut?
Yeah, they typically do a great job. It's much easier than you see when they like play music, when they're like musicians and having to like fake play something. But at the same time, like I don't really care that much, as long as it's more about the representation.
So tell me something about I don't know you at all.
Yes.
I think of you as this guy who cooks, and then I came into your house and I had a realization. Oh, you're a guy. You're a person.
I am a person.
You invited me into your home. I would never have done like
Yeah.
having camera people and a guy that I don't know come over into my place. You seem to be very easygoing.
Yeah. That's the goal. I mean, I think the best part is that this is this world, especially when we think of like public figures and anything that anyone does in the public sphere, where I get to do it, and to a degree, there's this like separation of people only know me through this reference of the food I cook. So you have this kind of like protection, and that makes it very easy to kind of just like relax versus, I don't know, someone like you, comedians who like kind of put their relationships and their whole kind of like being in their routines.
Yeah, a lot of comics talk about how their online persona, their comedy, their everything they are their brand.
They have to be, because authenticity is the most important thing. And I am too, but I get to limit how much people are kind of getting involved because of the fact that we are like really focusing on the food. And it is my personal life through the lens of what I'm cooking for my family, for my friends, for my husband, but not like, oh my God, my sex life, which comedians often talk about.
We could edit that out.
Well, do you want to just talk about that? Yeah.
Because I don't know you well enough yet, but that did come into mind when I was talking earlier about how it seems like everything you're putting in your body is good for you.
Yeah, I mean.
But I avoided talking about your sex life there because I'm in your home. We'll cut to a clip. Send me something of you getting fucked, and we'll put it in and we'll blur it.
Listen, if I had a nickel.
Okay, so I'm gonna eat this.
You are.
Because you're making it, and
Yes.
what a blessing.
What a blessing. Such a Jewish thing to say.
What a blessing?
What a blessing.
Baruch Hashem,
There we
I
go.
don't love olives.
This is a gateway olive. So this is Castle Voltrano. They always say it. You're gonna try it. It's meaty. It's not so olivey. It's actually just quite delicious and salty.
Do you guys eat olives?
Once in a while.
I'm asking the home audience. No, I was asking you. Do you eat olives? Would you try one of these?
Yeah, sure.
Right, here. Where you?
Thank you.
I also noticed something. You washed your hands. I don't mind you touching and giving it to me, but when it came to my chocolate and then putting it back in, I didn't like that. I'd like to explore that.
Okay.
I'll eat it now. I'll eat your hands now, but not later.
I'm gonna hand feed you the pot pie when it's done.
No.
Go for it, do it.
What other flavors? I don't like it.
Oh my God. All right, spit it in the sink.
No. There's no garbage disposal.
There is no garbage disposal.
Eggs. My body responds very well to eggs. I can't stand the yolks.
Like a hard-boiled yolk?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of hard-boiled yolks either.
But I don't even love the white, but I
Oh, I
eat it.
love a white.
I eat them like that. I will drink water, like they're pills. I'll put them in my mouth, I'll put water in, and I'll chew.
So what do you love?
Oh man, jeez, how much time do you have? My family,
Oh my God.
a good book. No, I've never read a book.
I was gonna say I'm pretty illiterate.
Yeah, you let me get back to what I love. Though I love, I don't know how to answer that.
Okay.
There's so many foods I don't eat, and everything else that I eat, I love.
I love that. That's because that's on my sister. My sister's the same way. There is no reasoning. There is no logic.
Yeah, it's
There's
really
just
tough.
what the commandment is. All right, now you're gonna try this. This is something that you probably never had before.
You wrote 2 books, and you don't
did.
read books.
I always say the second someone starts paying me to read books, I'm on it. Until then, I'm just gonna write them.
How often do you say that? You say that all the time?
I say it all the time.
What is this?
This is a preserved lemon. So it's a lemon that's just cured in salt,
Oh,
And they
wow,
do
that
it
smells like
whole?
a candy.
but it's salty.
Oh. Oh, whoa, dude. What, so are we not adding much salt into the dish because it's coming from the olives and the lemon?
That is something that will definitely affect the dish in terms of how much salt you have to add.
What, oh, because is it cured or something?
It's cured in salt, exactly.
Oof.
And you just let it sit for like a couple months.
Great aftertaste.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's
You
one of my
make these?
favorite. Yeah, it's very easy. I have a
So
recipe in the book.
People buying your book, then they have to like have certain things pre-made.
Yeah, but you could also buy these in the store.
Gotcha.
That's the thing. That's the beauty about like this world that we're getting into is that so many of these ingredients that used to be super specialty are now becoming. Oh shit! I put it in the wrong place, but we'll live.
You know what's funny?
What?
If we do this, and it's just like you just keep you just keep messing shit, and then it comes out and it's just dreadful looking, and we eat it. It's just that's actually such a funny thing to write a book.
Where it's like it all goes wrong. It's like the play.
But you, the character of you, or the character of the person writing it, don't know that's the case. For example, if I were to make a cookbook and I don't know that much about things,
Okay.
but I'll just do the best of my ability. So I just make up the amount of salt, amount of this, and then people make it, and it's like, this is not
This was
good.
terrible. Yeah, no, it's funny. That's actually the thing I pride myself the most on, because that is the thing that has to be at the bottom level is they need to make the recipe and it comes up just as you said it. And then past that, it has to be like, ooh, makes them feel inventive, makes them feel like they made something new, that they're trying something, that they can like do it with ease. But the recipe has to work. The recipe always has to work.
Have you come up with any feedback of people from your book and your food where Jewish culture becomes a conversation that it's not about the food, it's about Judaism. Like, does this?
100%.
Are you introducing people into Judaism?
Completely. The way that people are like, wow, I never made challah or hosted Shabbat, and now like you've helped me fall in love with Jewish ritual, which is the goal. Because like to me, these recipes are just to help people like connect. Oh yeah.
What is this? Breadcrumbs?
That's couscous.
Oh, this is couscous. Right, I know what couscous is.
And here we have our golden puff pastry.
Wow, what was that? 15 minutes?
No, not even like 11, 12.
Ooh, can we get that? I'm big into the Great British Bake Off. Are you into it?
I am not. I just don't watch a lot of cooking. It's like I guess it's different. Do you like watch nonstop stand-up shows?
I mean, when I first started.
Okay. Yeah. The same.
What specials are you directing?
Nate Bargatze's.
I mean, whenever Nate Bargatze comes out with a new special, I can't get enough of it. And what I love about Nate Bargatze, as talented as he is, and he's one of the best out there, probably, is they just look so good.
Okay, we love.
He directed his special.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you, buddy.
We love. Nate Bargatze. His special looks amazing.
And he's got a really strong point of view too, which is really.
Do you know? I'm trying to think of who are my comedian friends. So I have this like Shabbat group, and it's Judy Gold,
Yes.
Alex Edelman,
I know Alex.
and Modi Rosenfeld.
Jewish? We'll be right back. I don't know Modi.
Oh, Modi's the best. The best. Okay, let's start cooking. I think you're gonna be in charge now, because I just did everything, and you've just been like hanging around.
So when you're cooking by yourself, or just you and your husband,
Yeah.
do you do the little dishes?
No, I'm just really just throwing shit in. But
So
it's like for
are you showing off?
It's just for you because it's like, you want it's on camera. It's gonna be on your YouTube. I don't know how people are. People got mean in the comments being like, oh.
Yeah, how come he's not using clear bowls?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But this also makes it easy for like organizing and having everything like work easy.
So you didn't want to put the preserved lemons on our carrots and onions.
Correct, because those were cooking
Going in
first.
different times?
Exactly, and those have the lemons have moisture, and we don't want so much moisture as we're cooking the chicken and the veggies first.
I want to acknowledge the people at home for a moment. So as I said at the beginning, what's interesting about what's happening right now is I want to be getting to know you and talking to you, but I also have so many questions about this stuff.
Which is great.
And I'm dancing back, like I'm feeling my instincts.
Yes.
I'm feeling like we're not just cooking a pot pie. We're not just marinating and curing our lemons. We're also cooking our instincts and our best practices for how to do this, because I feel myself like out of my comfort zone here.
That is the goal. I mean, I think there is nothing more intimate than bringing someone into your kitchen, especially when they don't cook. And I do this all the time with, like, I don't know, podcast people. You're not unique where it's like everyone's like let's get in the kitchen, let's make a recipe. We're not going to be sitting down at the microphone. It's going to be so interesting.
You haven't probably watched my stuff. We do a lot of animation and
I have seen.
It's unique. I'm not saying it's better than anybody else's.
I think we should keep the fecal matter away from the food, but you never know. You're the professional.
Market.
Okay, so
this episode is sponsored by Me Undies. Now, David, you used to come over to the old place. Pardon me, sir. You used to come over to the old place, and when you would walk into my place, what would you do?
First thing I do, take my pants off.
Have you ever worn Me Undies?
Never.
Okay, so here's the thing about Me Undies. Bro, if you just feel the material.
Oh, wow.
Tom, give those a feel, buddy.
Jeez. Is that silk? What is that?
Yeah, I've always heard people talk about how comfortable MeUndies are. People are like MeUndies people. David, these ones are for you. Could you put these on? Can we see what they look like on you?
I'd love to. I'd love to see Tom in those.
Okay. Look at these cute little otters. For real, this feels so comfortable.
Yeah.
They have tons of different kinds of underpants. You could boxers, boxer briefs. They have tons of options. You could get his and her. I don't know which one these are. I think these are the her, right?
No, those are his. I like the little chipmunks in outer space. Those chipmunks?
I think they're otters. And otter space.
Oh, right.
Huh?
It's out of this world. Cozy up this fall with unmatched comfort in MeUndies.
If you're not happy with your first pair, which I doubt will be the case, it's on MeUndies. That's the thing. Here's the thing. When a brand says that they guarantee it, and if not, they'll cost you nothing, try it. Everyone likes underwear, and I'm going to be honest with you. It helps the podcast out. If you're looking to get some new underwear, they're very comfortable. Give MeUndies a try. If you're not satisfied, it's on MeUndies. Head on over to MeUndies.com/TYSO
for 25% off your first order plus free shipping.
That's MeUndies.com/TYSO for 25% off your first order and free shipping. Tom, MeUndies. Comfort.
From the outside in.
From the outside in. Shall we? A little behind the curtains for our fans. This episode was actually recorded a little bit ago. Sometimes we have to do that. We have a lot in the can. You know,
Hollywood talk in the can. For those at home, if I may, for those at home, it means we've already filmed it and it's in the can. Mm-hmm. And so this is a pre-tape. Yeah. So
your podcast is already out now, but I wanted to put a commercial for your podcast in, also to tease, an upcoming guest the week that your podcast comes out.
Yes.
So we could do it now or we could do it later, but I'm gonna ask if we could get like a, what's up everybody? I'm Rob Riggle, and I got your version of that.
Sure.
30-second.
I liked that.
Yeah.
I might cherry pick some of that.
Oh, I'd be flattered.
Yeah.
People feel it's offensive to give line readings. I was just directing tone.
No pride in authorship over here.
Okay. Do you want to do it now?
Sure.
Keep in mind, we're going to add some music. We might do some MTV, this type of stuff. We'll edit to match your energy.
Do you have a confetti cannon that'll...
Just at the end.
Not here, live. I'm talking CGI.
I know what you're talking, buddy. You're speaking my language.
See, we get into the Hollywood terms on things, and sometimes people... Hey, everybody, I'm Rob Riggle, and Riggle's Picks is coming back November 15th. We launch. It's going to be awesome. Travis Kelce. The tight end from the Kansas City Chiefs. I also think he's dating someone famous. Ooh. Check it out. Check it out. It's going to be great. That's going to be right out of the gates.
We'll be right back.
Maybe we should do a little camera rearrange because we're going to be at the stove now. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in.
Yeah, that's fine. He means well, but once he starts giving direction, obviously we got a little bit of a problem.
So what should we do?
I think we'll let him do it, and I'm gonna play him in his own game. I think instead of let's put this over here. I want to start using the frying pan.
Yeah.
But what kind of oil are we using?
Olive oil.
Yeah, I'd prefer an avocado or a coconut.
I do have avocado, but we're going to be doing olive.
Now, what's so great about an avocado oil over an olive oil is the burning temperature.
That is true. If
we're seasoning a pan, sure, give me anything because we're going to rub that right off.
You don't want to use olive oil. For
No, I'm saying the lower burn, the better.
Yeah,
I'm saying anything.
Yeah.
Now, you know how I feel about canola oil. Is that going? I'll only use a canola oil.
Is that my
in
camera?
season. Is that mine? Are we going on this too? Step out for a second.
Which is
Step out
like,
for a second.
which is like,
Hey, over here. I want to show you guys something. In a little bit.
Well,
Now, unlike my comedy, my diet isn't very adventurous. If there's something that I haven't eaten before, maybe I'll try it for the novelty. But even if it's okay, I probably won't add it to my tool belt.
Okay.
These are the foods I'm gonna eat.
Love.
Dark meat. I only eat beef, white meat chicken, white meat turkey. I don't eat any other meat. I'm sure.
No fish?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
Because much like an egg white, my body responds well to fish.
To salmon.
Yeah.
All right. I'm adding in white meat chicken. Typically, I use dark.
More flavor.
More flavor, and it stays like juicier for longer.
Yeah. And also, being from New York, it's like a melting pot. It's more inclusive. All right, so we put the chicken in the olive oil.
Yes.
Putting carrots and onions. This is something I could do.
Some garlic too.
Watch this.
Incredible. Wow.
Not unique.
You should be teaching. All right, we'll give a little hit of salt and pepper.
Now, is this for your brand or do you prefer a kosher salt?
Oh, I prefer a kosher salt. People always assume it's like, oh, does it mean it's like blessed by a rabbi? No.
Well, yes.
It has to do with the coarseness because it would be what would be used during like the koshering process of meat.
Now, a kosher salt coarseness is what? Finer? Or
No,
thicker?
coarser.
Oh, this coarseness. Coarse means small. I love a flake salt, like a
Malden.
Yeah,
that's in the back is Malden, but that's like that's a finishing salt.
Yeah, they call it a finishing salt, but you know.
Listen, if you're made of money, now that you're you got a little bit of fame, a little bit of money.
I've been using it a little bit more.
That's how you get that Marvel Universe body.
By Malden's?
By just using throwing money at your diet.
Oh yeah. It's really hard. It's really hard to eat out, even healthy, and even in LA. Because, there's only a few restaurants, and I'm getting the same stuff, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be eating. I get, sometimes I'll be looking at menus for an hour or so and getting anxious, what am I supposed to order?
Protein, veg, carbs in balance and moderation. Not a ton of fried food, not a ton of overly indulgent. Obviously, you already avoid dairy, so that's that makes it easy for you.
What are we going to do with this for seasons? Is it just these foods?
No. We have our spices here, which we'll add on in a little bit, and that's a combination of smoked paprika, cinnamon, and cumin.
What am I smelling that I recognize that's so good?
Cinnamon, cumin, or smoked paprika. You have three options.
Is it can I smell cumin?
Yeah.
Independently?
Excuse me.
I don't know what
cumin's a little like BO.
And cumin and cardamom, I don't know what they smell like, and I hear it's in things a lot.
All right, so this is cumin. I'll grab you the cardamom.
Cardamom. Sounds like a British way of saying mom. This is it. What am I recognizing this?
Cumin, a lot of Middle Eastern food,
Yeah,
Indian
I eat cumin
food.
in so many things.
Yeah.
How come I don't know what it smells like?
And this is cardamom.
It smells like something like a soap.
It is very floral. It's.
Here, I don't know if the camera could smell this. I eat cumin all the time. I had no idea. Smell like, you know what I'm thinking?
What?
Those soups that have you could throw the cube in the soup.
Like bouillon?
Yes, bouillon is exactly what I'm thinking of.
There is no cumin in bouillon, but.
Oh. Well, is that what I'm thinking? The bouillon, that's the little cube that you throw in hot water, right?
Yes, that's like chicken based. So it's a lot of there's some spices in it, but typically it's more like garlic, onion, typically some MSG.
How come you don't want to do, or is it a time thing, the full the full pot pie with the.
It's a time thing. Also, the puff pastry doesn't work well as the bottom crust. I find it gets a little soggy. So if I'm doing it like full top bottom, I would do it with like a pie crust that I would make from scratch. But typically I would do butter from that, and then it's mixing with the chicken, which kosher people don't like, and it's a lot of work. And this is like the gateway recipe. You're making this, you're falling in love, you did it quickly, and then next time you can venture into like a full pie dough crust.
I don't know if it's the smells, I don't know if it's the coffee, I don't know if I spent enough time with you now, but it just hit, like, it happens sometimes. When do I feel a pocket? I feel in right now.
Oh, you're in. You're in. And then next thing you know, you're gonna be like horny for me. Like that's the other part of it.
Well, I do think that could help me get more jobs.
I mean, not now.
No, I'm just saying being with an author.
Rick Glassman, famous bisexual comedian.
I don't know. You're married. I don't know.
I mean, you have a girlfriend.
I had a question, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, kosher.
Yeah.
Could you explain to people at home what kosher means?
So it is the intentional eating of people who like are religious Jews, and
You're supposed to be eating religious Jews.
a ton of laws. There's no pork, no shellfish, no birds of prey. You're not supposed to mix milk and meat.
Birds of prey is one I hadn't heard before. So you could eat a pigeon, but not a hawk.
Exactly.
Why is that? Do we want to keep the birds of prey?
I don't know. You know, allegedly, like giraffe is kosher, like because it has to do with like animals have to have
hooves.
They have to have cleft hooves,
right?
And
Cleft
they chew
hooves.
their own cud. So technically, giraffe is kosher, but no one eats giraffe because they can't agree on like the kosher slaughter process for a giraffe.
Right, because
and people don't
the
eat
necks
giraffes.
are too high.
I mean,
because slaughtering, usually a rabbi. I picture, and again, I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kosher is the animal has to be slaughtered, similar to, spoiler alert for Game of Thrones, how in the Red Wedding, the way they cut herd and throat.
I have never seen Game of Thrones, but
it's got to be. They got to like slit the throat, right?
Yes. Oh.
Why is that? It's less painful, and
it's supposed to be what is considered humane. Obviously, that's up for discussion.
Well, I'm trying to have it, and you seem the first time you got uncomfortable was because of the throat.
It's because I am not personally kosher, so I do not like to speak for people who have chosen this lifestyle of intentional eating, which I totally support, in the same way that I don't go up to like people who are vegan or gluten-free or anything and be like,
Well, you bring something up that's a very controversial point, and I don't know you well enough, so I'm sorry if this is going to...
Let's do it.
But it's interesting, homosexual,
yeah,
that you think being kosher is a choice. We'll be right back.
An alternative lifestyle, if you will.
Thank you, because I'm not a black woman, but I do feel I could speak for them. And don't touch my hair. We'll be right back again.
Oh my God. Okay.
Typically black women, they're
Yeah. I tend not to touch strangers' hair in general.
Right.
Without consent.
Yeah. Have you touched somebody's hair and it became a thing?
No, because like I said...
Have you learned this?
Big on consent. I think it's just like been ingrained. Respect.
Yeah. How long have you been wearing a Star of David?
A couple of years. Actually, my husband got one for my birthday, like...
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yes, thank you. Like 4 or 5 years ago, and then it's become like every birthday he gets me a different like piece of bling. This is the latest one.
Do you ever feel, and this is a loaded question, and I'm not asking when I say scared, I mean like real scared, but if it even pops into your head.
Always.
When you're wearing that out.
Not in New York so much, but often when I travel, depending on where I am. And I think there's something where it's like, you get looks. There are occasionally when you know someone's looking and they're like,
do you ever tuck your chain?
There have been a couple of times in places I've been.
I have a sweatshirt.
But I also wear a lot of like Jewish garb in general, not like...
What's a Jewish garb?
Like shirts with like a Russ and Daughter shirt or like ones that say like have like random like Jewish things on them.
The difference between wearing a Star of David and what you're saying to me feels like the difference between wearing a t-shirt that says Mets versus wearing somebody's jersey and like, oh, you're one of the players. You know what I'm saying? when there's,
I see
some,
what you're saying.
some
I see what
things
you're
that I
saying.
know that I wear. I was gonna say I have a hooded sweatshirt that's from the JCC, and it just says JCC, and I intentionally don't, and I don't like that I do this, but I understand why I do.
Yeah.
Don't wear, like, I wear sweatshirts on planes and stuff. I don't travel with it. And part of me feels like, no, you should be doing it because you should be proud of this. And the other is
100%.
like, yeah, I guess I'm also proud of my Magic the Gathering collection, but I'm not keeping it out on the bus.
That is true. I would say that your ancestors did not struggle and sacrifice for a card collection.
Oh, I sure as shit did. It's more valuable than anything my grandparents have left me.
That very well may be true. All right, I added the spices in, and I'm just letting them like bloom for a minute until they like are fragrant.
This is so much fun, dude. This is so much fun.
We can do whatever you want. This is funny because like I had, this was a great one. I actually haven't really like cooked this for any type of like press or anything. So it's one of my favorites.
I wanted to do challah bread with you because
that's a to-do.
I understand it's a to-do, but that's also like that to me is, in a very cliche and honest way, Jewish food.
Very much so. This is not so. This is inspired by like a lot of diasporic foods into something that's fun and weeknight, but it's like
The Asperger's foods? Is that what you said?
yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I picked it.
diasporic of the Jewish diaspora, which is where all the Jews went after the Second Temple fell.
The Second Temple fell. They went over to diaspora. Temples kept falling, by the way, but the second one was kind of the big one. And I read about the Second Temple falling earlier this year about something. What was it? What's the...
Hanukkah.
I looked at the meaning of Hanukkah. Hanukkah, so basically for the people that don't know, Hanukkah, the Second Temple in diaspora, now known as Israel, it took 8 days for it to fall, and they thought it could fall in just one. And what a miracle it was that they were able to get 7 extra days worth of Echu es Paru, which is French for the Jewish hut.
Oh my God. This is gonna be.
I think I wanna, you know what would be fun?
What?
Doing this with people and teaching them about Judaism.
Yeah.
Making everything up. And
Like go through, what you should do is you should do like a Friday night service where you go through the Torah portion, like the Parsha, but you are explaining.
Parsha.
You know what it is? It's it's drunk history for Torah.
yeah, but drunk history, they're still saying it to the top of their intelligence.
Yeah, but it should be like the big picture things are correct and everything else is your makeup thing. Like you get to the same end goal.
Let me show you what I mean. That's what I meant. I just meant having a mustache. No, you have people over that don't know stuff about Judaism.
Correct.
Listen, I like to have my my friend to introduce them to the culture.
Yeah.
But you're lying. You're not just like not remembering things right. You're speaking fake Hebrew. You're talking about fake culture and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a fun bit.
I think you should do it.
And I think the only way to do that is to actually
Is dressed
know.
up as a Hasidic Jew.
Thank you. Do you ever see the Hasids? Can I say that? Do you ever see the Hasids walking around
Hasidic Williamsburg, yeah.
doing their thing, wearing their stuff, and they see you wearing your Star of David and look at you in a way where you know they're just thinking you're a street Jew. Like you're not one of us. Do you ever feel that?
I mean, yes, because mainly I also I'm a big biker in New York. I city bike everywhere. And in the summer, it's just literally like me like in shorts, shirtless with just like a big star on. And I will say in general, they are so well disciplined about no eye contact with anyone in the secular world that they don't even see that I'm Jewish. But when they do, there are always those times.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Go with God. They as long as...
It's from Sister Act, right? Go with God, crispy. Cut to a clip.
Go with God, crispy.
So what is it called when once a week or every night at sundown, you need 10 Jews to be in a room?
A minyan.
A minyan, okay.
Minyan.
Which is like at Universal. Cut to the you know what I'm talking about? Universal Studios, the big minion. So I want to tell you a little, and I never use this word right. Anecdote?
Anecdote.
Anecdote. Is everything okay? Yes. long story, blah, blah, blah. I'm in a basketball game. I get kicked out of this basketball game for being too good. So I'm now invited back into this basketball game. And the basketball game takes place at a JC. It's not a JCC, but it might as well. It's a Jewish rec center of sorts, right? And this is my first day back after months to this game. And I'm excited to play. And also, I also had to go to a special school when I was younger. And when I came back to regular school, I did like really well. Like I made sure I didn't get in trouble. I studied well for a semester. I felt like that, like be on your best behavior.
Yeah.
Normally, when I see the acidic, which they're lovely, we love the acidics.
Hasidic, not acidic.
I'm talking about why we add the lemon, right? We have our umamis, we have our acids. So I see that they're looking at me and they look at me like,
that's a Jew.
I'm not enough.
Okay.
Not enough of a Jew. Like they look at me like, they don't really represent me. The way that stand-up comedians feel about improvisers. Or the other way around.
Fascinating.
So I'm walking and there's a guy who's asking people in front of me, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? They keep saying no. Yeah. And he asks if I'm Jewish. And I said, thank you. I find it flattering people don't know. Why is this? And I didn't know about minions.
Because they
so
needed
we need a 10th.
Yes, we need a 10th.
And I'm like, I'm walking into the basketball game here. I'm like, will you keep asking? Like if you can't come to me, but I would rather not. So now I'm stretching, I'm in my shorts, I'm in my cutoff, I'm in my basketball shoes and brace, and we're about to play because there's only 10 people, which how many you need for a basketball game, and he comes back down and he goes, we really need you. And I had to decide, I just got back to this game. They both needed a 10th, basically.
Wow. And you had to choose between your people or...
Or my people.
Or your people.
And who are more my people? Comedians and basketball players, or the Hasids? Now this is where I'm trying to find my identity.
This is a true Jewish debate.
Yeah, everyone has their version of this, I'm sure.
But I think for me, and it's that's a very similar thing when we look at the Chabad community and they're the ones that are on the street. Excuse me, sir, are you Jewish? And they have you wrap to fill in, which is the strap and the prayer box is the morning prayer because it's a mitzvah and it's all about bringing the Messiah.
Yeah.
And to me, I do it because it's such a good deed for them. It brings them so much joy. And it's nothing out of my day. It's it's 2 minutes.
You know who you remind me of?
Who?
Me. Because that's what I did. I went up there and I even forgot that the books are the other way around. Are we starting at the end here? And I did it. And I sometimes stim. Do you know what stimming is?
Yeah.
For the people at home that don't know what stimming is, it's just getting out some energy,
So you're doing
fingers.
the davening.
So I do this,
Yeah.
especially when I'm sitting. I was a little uncomfortable, and I was doing the davening. A lot of times, Jews, because their eyes are so bad, they keep looking at the books like this, like they keep getting closer. But I'm doing this thing, and then I look around, and people are doing it. My first instinct was
they mocking you?
Not in an insecure, they're making fun of me, they're welcoming me, they see me,
Yes.
But yeah, davening. So I'm up there, and I just thought it was interesting. It was a situation where they each needed a 10th, and I was the 10th for both, and I davened, and I did.
A mitzvah.
Yeah, wasn't that nice of me?
That was a very mensch move.
Thanks.
We love.
Clip that.
Does it not smell so good?
I think that's a good episode for a show too. Everyone needs a 10th.
Everyone needs a 10th, and then it's that's a very then you have to throw. There's an orgy involved, and you have to turn down the orgy to go to whatever.
Interesting, the difference in our world of what 10th means. Do you feel that? Is there any religious people in your family that you being kosher?
Oh my God!
Bothers them?
No, because they're not that.
So has there ever been? Okay, because that would be the
I'm
identity.
I'm the Jewish one in the family now.
What do you mean now?
Now that I'm
they're not that religious. You're saying
they're not that religious,
right? Because when I had to pick between me as a basketball player or me as a davener, I was wondering if you had to do the same thing, but with your homosexuality, and I was going to try and tie that together.
There we go. Been lucky. That's very blessed. That's why we're big in New York. We have this huge. We're known for our gay Jew Shabbats.
Yeah.
Because
gay Jew Shabbats?
Uh-huh.
I thought you were saying gay Jews. What's a Jew Shabbats?
Shabbat.
Gay Jew Shabbat.
Yeah. Friday night dinner. Gather all the gay Jews in New York. Create community. People that are intersections of identity. All that fun stuff.
Did you grow up with a lot of? Was it a Jewish grow up?
I went to Hebrew school. I grew up in Queens, and it wasn't.
Your high school was even Hebrew school, not just for your bar mitzvah.
No, public school. I was in public school. Public.
PS 101.
I was PS 188 and then MS 58. We love. Where are you from?
Cleveland.
Fascinating.
I could have done a Boyer Myers tired thing, but I didn't know if it would track. But if it worked, we could keep this part in.
All right, let's see. How are we tasting?
Okay. So you just did something that is fine with me,
Yes.
but I wouldn't have thought it was. And I think
Okay.
it's fine with me because cameras are on.
Yeah.
You took a little taste.
I just took a little taste.
And then the thing that you took the taste from, you looked at me and you went back in.
It's fucking boiling. It's
Yeah.
everything is gonna
I
be
am okay.
filled.
I
could
am okay.
spit in this and
Don't
it would
do
still
that.
be fine. I'm not gonna do that. So we're gonna cook this a little less than I normally do because
Why?
we're
'Cause it's
using
breast meat.
white meat. Exactly.
Sometimes I've caught myself referring to it as breast meat instead of white meat if there's been a lot of racial conversations going on beforehand.
Okay.
Because people think that I make lots of jokes, and I often do. But I've been in a situation many times where I say I only eat white meat, and then they'll be like, "What do you have against black women's hair?" or whatever. And it's like I try, even though I'm calling it out now, I try to avoid that sometimes. So I just wanted to kind of acknowledge I've chosen to call it breast meat. Is it done?
It's perfect.
Did you know that all animals have a different name when it's being eaten versus when it's an animal?
Turkey.
Poultry.
But that's a type.
It's still poultry.
I would say like beef, pork, or
Cows are beef. Pork is swine.
chicken.
Poultry.
Okay. I'll give it.
The birds fall under the poultry category. Deer, venison.
That is true.
And I think it's because people don't want to think about the animal.
I completely agree.
But what I think would be more, in general, not just in foods, is if we did start thinking about and being grateful for the things that gave us what they gave us. Like, people don't want to waste the cow because it's a dead animal that we wasted for nothing. And if they're gonna, I think we need to think about what we're eating. So
Okay.
I want us to picture the chicken and having its fucking throat slit.
Oh my God.
Just for you. Game of Thrones, go back to it.
We are extending our gratitude. Thank you, chicken.
So this looks liquidy, but without any of the creams.
Exactly.
What was that? Broth?
So
I know
that
I'm doing
was
this
chicken
with you.
broth, and now we added in the couscous, and we're gonna let this sit for 5 minutes, and it's going to soak up. Off the heat now, and then we just pop that on, and it's ready to eat. How
you guys-
easy was that?
Yeah, but you also put all the things in the bowls. How much prep was that?
10 minutes?
There you go. I guess I would do this.
It's just very, very, very simple.
I guess I would do this. I really want to be cooking more.
There we go.
I got my grandma yearbook too.
We love grandma's our target demo. Everyone, tell your grandma about me. Tell your mom. Your mom probably has told you about me because that's like middle-aged Jewish women.
Yeah,
That's everything.
Gay Jewish.
There we go.
Is Jewish women and older people, right?
And
Or no, not Jewish women, women
and their
older
daughters.
people. Yeah, that's Jewish in general. I did a show a few years ago at a temple, and almost as if it was a bit, there was a line of women to like introduce me to daughters.
Oh, of course, but that's because you're straight. You're like top of the.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, do they not want to introduce to sons? If I guess
Yes,
not.
the main one is that they reach out to me because I do the gay Jew Shabbats, and they're like, I see you do the Shabbats. I have this gay son. He just moved to New York. He needs to meet people. Literally, I just like finished a leg of my book tour, and then every city to someone.
Are you doing it?
Yeah.
That's a great series. I'm sure you don't want to be doing that, but just
Introing
meeting a mother's son.
When I tell you, matchmaker is my top job. This food is all second. Matchmaking, that is the passion.
Okay, so I've had this idea on my podcast, and I haven't committed to this yet, where I want my audience who's single to send in like a dating tape, but to take it, they can make jokes, but to take it seriously, wear a suit. You have to wear a suit.
Okay.
Because that's, serious.
Yeah.
And then I want to put that out there and have people meet.
I do love that. That's what I would do that on. So I do these Instagram lives, and I have my contestants, and they come on.
Which are just people you don't know, just
people
online
who don't know who are single, and we ask about themselves, about their stuff, and then at the end, everyone who's watching like has their handle, and it's like, and if you liked what you saw, slide into their DMs.
And
shoot
has
your
anybody
shot.
gotten together?
There have been a couple of dates, but I think I want to take it into in-person.
Live show matchmaking?
Live show matchmaking.
Not a bad idea. You only people that come are single or brought somebody who's single.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Yeah. We love.
Thank
we
you.
love. We love a shidduch.
Shidduch is Yiddish for belch.
All right, so we wait for that, and then we're done. Ooh.
I'm looking for coffee. Oh, where did I put my? Did I finish?
Right there.
Did So we were on the phone the other day doing our thing.
Yeah.
And how you doing? How's the family?
Yeah.
So we're gonna come in, we're gonna film. And then I suggested a few things I wanted, and I didn't know what we could get to or not. But one of the things I left you with is, do you think there's time for a treat?
A treat.
A cookie or something. Is there time for a treat?
Probably not. Only because I actually do have to bake treats. You could help me. We could bake, because I'm doing a fundraiser for Israel.
$50 for 10 something I saw. What was that?
Oh, that was a different one. That's for a bakery in Israel that's feeding the wounded and the people fighting the front lines. This one is for a similar thing, but I'm baking brownies and selling and giving cookbooks. Also for that to do my part.
What about trees?
What about trees? I mean, that's for your bar mitzvah. That's a great present, is planting a tree in Israel. Right now, there's some more pressing issues.
You want to get into it?
I don't think so.
You want to talk about what?
Don't think so.
What is your position? Because Israel and the government and there's citizens and the civilians in Palestine and everything. That it's very complicated. Could you explain what is all happening and why?
I spent a lot of time traveling through Israel and doing all this. It's incredibly nuanced and complicated, and nothing that should be learned about on a comedy podcast making pot pie.
Yeah, well,
but
that's kind of why I brought it up.
There we go.
But I do. I'm going to plug this now. I've been talking with my brother and Howie Mandel for a while about getting into it. So if you want to check that out, the cold open. What we're going to do is we're going to have a beautiful woman. I'm talking like. These are fingers. Just.
Feet.
Yep.
Oh,
it's a pussy.
That is.
Bleep that. And we're gonna have her holding up a Deal or No Deal box.
Of course.
And Howie Mandel, my brother, and I, we're gonna all talk about our experiences with Judaism and conflict and the obstacles, etc. But it's gonna open with Howie's talking about. How this world, unfortunately, you can't run away from racism. And I want to look to camera, and the girl, she's just huge tits, fat fucking ass. Or, regular tits, but a fat ass. And he's gonna be like, you can't get away from racism. And she's gonna be holding the box, and I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna go, no deal! But then we'll get into it for real, and we'll talk about.
It's a good opening. It's a good opening.
Yeah, because it's important jokes aren't just to make people laugh. It's to connect. It's to open doors. And I find, much like a good meal, I look at a joke as an appetizer.
Yeah.
Something to start with, something small, something everybody at the table could enjoy.
Okay.
And then everybody has their own point of view, their own voice, and it all needs to be heard. But that's the entree. That's individual to you. Now we could split it, but I'm going to order my own thing. And you know what dessert is? One hell of a time. And that's why I'm excited to announce that we are doing a fundraiser for Israel, where if you want to go buy some cookies to help people in Israel, go to www.icouldnosh.com. Incredible.
All right. Shall we eat?
I hope I'm doing okay.
You're doing great. Oh my God.
Because I'm having a good time, but I don't know. Is it okay to... I'm not making fun of charity. I'm having fun.
Yes, you're having fun with charity.
Yes. And sometimes it's a fundraiser, and sometimes it's a fundraiser.
Oh my God.
And sometimes it's a little bit of both. Now, what we have here is called a cast iron thing.
Trivet.
Yeah. And we're going to put that on to not boil the. What was the joke that we called this earlier?
Marble?
Yeah, but before that. Swipe to it.
I don't know if this is taboo. I don't even know if it's marble.
And that.
So you eat it out of this?
Yeah. Right out of the pan.
Are you guys gonna want to try any?
Of course.
I'll get more play.
You know what I'd like to do in case I
What?
start doing more food stuff?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to, but I want to have a thing where I want to rate it.
You're gonna rate
And
it.
the way I want to rate it is, and I have to give a shout out. I worked at a restaurant, a wonderful steakhouse.
Okay.
And he once tasted something and he goes, I give it 3 licks.
Okay, I
out
love
of
that.
5, you know?
Yeah.
I really want to give something licks. And then when I do it, I'm going, and then people are going to be waiting. Oh shit, is he going to do more? Kind of like in Game of Thrones.
So on the Rosie O'Donnell show, she used to have
Licks?
She used to have Fran Drescher's parents rate restaurants in Boca and rate it out of 5 knishes. So 4 out of 5 knishes.
Right. Yeah, it's different enough. But when I was thinking in Game of Thrones, when there's 1 horn, it means the people are coming back to the wall. 2 horns means wildlings. And then 3 horns, of course, means, quit blowing that horn.
Oh my God.
White Walkers.
Oh my God. All right, let's
Oh, let
see.
me take my glutenese,
Oh.
which is Japanese for eating gluten.
Oh, good fucking recipe.
ABS, I believe it is, right? Always be selling.
Always be selling.
I'm gonna first take a bite natural, as if there's no cameras, as if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
didn't even
yeah,
make it.
yeah. I'm just waiting.
No. I've seen all the ingredients.
That's true.
And if there's one thing I could say, this place is fresh. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take 2 bites. You have to guess which one is the real one and which one is the TV bite.
Got you.
Okay. Wow. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is so good.
Amazing.
Which one is real? Which one is TV?
Second one.
Trick question.
Oh.
They were both real and they were both TV. Because if I'm gonna do anything for my audience, I'm gonna show up authentically. Much like this authentic dish that you just made. Honest to goodness, and it's the only kind of goodness I like to tell the truth to. It's just phenomenal.
Isn't it?
Phenomenal. If I were to complain, and I will, there's not enough.
Oh my God.
No, but I want this much pastry.
You want
in
more
every
pastry.
bite.
That's fair.
What I would do,
Okay. But bake off for like each individual.
everybody gets one of
gets
these.
a thing.
And then you have this and build your own.
And that's actually not a bad idea.
I'm an ideas guy. You don't know
I love
this yet,
it.
but
Yeah,
truly,
yeah.
Did you hear the thing about the Howie Mandel with the Jews? And I go, no deal, and the hot chick, or it could be a guy.
It's 2023.
Not by the time we film it, it'll probably be 2025. Howie's busy. No. It's so good. You guys want to try it? Because I feel like you should try some crust, but I'm gonna I want a lot more crust. Whoa. Do you want us to blur your faces?
No.
I'll blur yours. This is so good. You know what it tastes like?
What?
And maybe I got bouillon on the brains. It tastes like a solid soup.
That's kind of the goal, is because you've like really filled the chicken broth with so much flavor from the lemon and the apricot.
Don't taste any olive.
That's what it just adds a little bit of salinity and just complexity.
Now, for the people at home that don't know what salinity means.
Saltiness.
Right. Just say that.
Oh my God.
Oh man, it's so good. Remind me the seasonings. We have cumin.
Cumin, cinnamon, and smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika. Now, what about a raw paprika? What does that look like?
That's a pepper.
Paprika is just smoked pepper?
It's peppers that are then dried and ground, yeah.
Pepper, like table kind of pepper?
No, those are peppercorns.
Right.
Like imagine like a pepper,
Like a green pepper?
a red pepper.
And that's the difference.
And that's the difference.
If you're wide enough, come on in and take it for a second. May I?
Yeah, please, please, please.
This is honestly so good. I also am reminded, and I talked to you about this earlier, I don't make food anymore, and I used to all the time. And like, when was the last time I had a home-cooked meal?
One word.
I don't know.
That's what a sad life.
My dad had restaurants when we were growing up. My mom never cooked.
What kind of restaurants?
They were sports bar and grills.
Love. We love chicken fingers and wings and.
They were like a barbecue joint. And he was in rib cook-offs and
Wow.
one stuff. I don't know if you're a basketball fan, but my dad was friends with Bill Lambier. And Bill Lambier, he was a bad boy from the Pistons in the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
So he came and then brought other people in, like Isaiah Thomas came, Michael Jordan came to one. His cornbread and ribs. Now, actually, this is a great time to give a shout out. My brother is a restaurateur and has a few restaurants in Los Angeles. The Greyhound, there's one in Highland Park and one in Glendale.
Love.
And the cornbread is my dad's old recipe.
I love that.
And they called it a secret ingredient, but I don't think it's a secret anymore. You know what it was in the cornbread?
What?
Vanilla pudding mix.
Oh my God, that's
As
genius.
a chef, what do you think of this? Can I call you a chef?
The thing I love is like, it's just that is a secret to a recipe. My mother used to do this with like canned, I actually have it right. I always have one on hand. Her secret for a good cake is
A
solo
little bit of patience.
almond cake and pastry filling, which is literally it is just corn syrup, almonds, and like evaporated milk.
Why don't we just make our own almonds and evaporated milk and kick the corn syrup to the side?
I mean, once in a while.
Now, what does this do? What does this
It
do?
just
to the
adds
cake?
almond flavor and just extra fat and sugar. So it's just so much more delicious.
Almond flavor is one of the main flavors that I've noticed, and I don't know if this is true, in those Neapolitan rainbow cookies we were talking about.
Correct, 100%. That's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, this is great. Isn't it?
Imagine if it was terrible. Would you keep the video?
So I would have to.
Yeah.
I would have to find a way, which I would edit out, unless you didn't want me to talk to you, saying like. And I wouldn't want to lie, but I would find a way of saying like, I would want to find a flavor that I don't like.
Okay.
And blame it on the flavor instead of you.
Gotcha.
And then say, I don't know how to handle this. Like, I guess I could just take a bite. I would ask you. I'd have to brainstorm with you. And then like whatever you were comfortable with or not, and we could either edit it that way or end up not doing it.
Wow.
But I mean, you literally, you're a New York best-selling cookbook guy.
2 for 2.
It ain't gonna be bad. But this is gonna sound a little corny.
Yeah.
There is something to this. And again, I've just been really like limited in being in a kitchen for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Where it tastes like you made it. Like it tastes like we didn't get it from a restaurant in the best way. It tastes like this is healthy. This is like
It's homey. It's really
Homey.
It's comfort food. I think a lot of those warm spices do that. And the fact that it's kind of like, it's not precious. A lot of my recipes aren't like, I don't believe in this like frou-frou, like fine dining.
What's an example of what precious means?
Like just like something that's like super well plated where everything is kind of like in its place. And I love something that's just like a little more rustic because I always say this is like grandma hospitality. You want to feel like you're at like your grandmother's table.
Yeah, it feels family.
That's it.
Also, I don't know you, but there's very much a familiarity with you and your energy. Like it does feel family.
We speak the same language. We're probably fifth cousins.
Did you do a 23andMe?
I did.
Did you see that it got hacked?
I did.
Did you know it was going to get hacked?
I mean, I guess you could have.
I didn't give my real name. I didn't. I'm like, someone's hacking this. Incidentally, for people that aren't in the know, at least by the time I'm recording this, the hack was mostly all about just finding Ashkenazi Jews.
Yep.
And interestingly enough, if you are Jewish, not even like if you feel like you're like Jewish, just if you're Jewish, if both your parents are Jewish, you take a 23andMe, it'll be minimum 95% Ashkenazi Jew. Like everybody else, it's a little Italian, a little this. My girlfriend, who is not Filipino, if you know what I mean, is Filipino a little bit. But no, you're not. We don't get any, you're Eastern European.
So, get my results. 99.8% Polish, Ukrainian, Ashkenazi. 0.2%
Filipino.
Southern Chinese.
That's what I was saying. Chinese food is very much a Jewish food. Ni hao es aku aki? Do you speak Mandarin?
I do not.
Do you cook with their oranges?
I have.
You know, my mom didn't cook growing up. And I never really thought about, I better like get in a relationship with somebody who, anything.
Yeah.
I never thought about that other than kind and thought I was funny. But the idea of being with somebody who would like, imagine coming home and your cunt of a wife has a nice, delicious, no, I'm joking. I was just thinking like coming home to your woman making you food, so that I kind of tapped in a little bit.
But I do say that like one of the jokes is like, I love homemaking. I think like that, and it's funny because like obviously I have this career and all this stuff, but like at my core,
Right.
I love being a housewife. I love having dinner for my husband and I met very young. We were child brides, so like he never had to.
How old?
We met when I was 21, and he was
Well,
22.
He could be more than 22 now.
And we got married. I got married when I was 24.
Ooh.
But one of the things is like he never had
How
to.
old are you?
I'm about to be 30.
Oh yeah, October.
New Year's
Eve.
Eve.
So not about to be, but.
But my
It's your
husband
fault.
never had to learn how to cook, so he truly doesn't know anything. And
What does he do?
he's a banker.
Oh yeah, you said that. Jewish.
Yes.
So do you make dinner every night?
A couple nights a week.
Yeah, I thought you didn't like basketball. Was that a McKinney Mutombo impression? Cut to a clip.
That's the fifth floor problem.
Not in my house.
We go out. We order in. Like we said, we get really high and get Thai food
What does being a stoner and being Jewish, where do those connect for you?
everywhere. We're good. We're good. You're good. You got this. Oh, he's a prop comic.
You have no idea. Well, I did show you my mustache. Yeah, talk to me about Judaism and stonerism, because I find that
Because
people,
we
when I
all
bring
have
that up,
weak stomachs, so we need all of the weed. Alcohol is not like I don't drink. I've never been.
I don't drink either.
It's like it's poison. But every drug is kosher.
Every drug. What's the harshest drug that you've ever done? Not that you continue to do. We'll bleep it if you need be.
I mean, I love LSD.
But a nice glass of Pinot Noir is poison.
Yes, yes, that is true.
Because
Yes.
we found another bad boy.
Oh my God. But I think there's like this kind of, there's nothing better when you love food than just getting so high and going out to a fancy restaurant or ordering takeout. Like it's the high-low experiences, and no matter what, we're blitzed.
What's the low experience?
The low experience is like diner pancakes, chicken fingers, typically like, I don't know, something weird that you shouldn't be getting from a diner, but you're just like craving it, and you know it's going to be bad because a diner shouldn't be making.
Interesting. Name two things that you should get at a diner and two things that you shouldn't. Well, I'll go back and forth. You do a should, I'll do a should.
Corned beef hash.
Good. A turkey dinner.
Yes, it's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things to get at a diner. You can get Thanksgiving year-round, any time of day.
Usually. Something that you see on diner menus, nothing crazy. Something that like, this is on a fair amount of diners, and every time it's like, what are we doing this for?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
I was gonna say spaghetti and meatballs.
And my husband gets it every time.
You know, if it makes him happy.
It does. That's it. Happy wife.
Happy wife. Happy wife. If you have a happy wife, you have a happy life. Happy wife, happy life. I'm going to start selling that as merch for the thing I came up with. I want to tell you another anecdote.
Annex.
Ken Skywalker. My mom had an omelet. I think I told this on a podcast recently, so if you've heard this already, listen again, because there might be some different beats. My mom had an omelet, and she said, I was a kid, she goes, this is the best omelet I've ever had. And I remember thinking like, that's fucking crazy. like this is I don't know if it's the best omelet in the world, but it's the best my mom has ever had.
Yeah.
And then a week or so later, my mom had an omelet again, and she goes, "Oh, this is the best omelet I've ever had." And in my head, I didn't question this yet, but in my head I thought, the odds of this happening once is crazy. It happened twice, and I remember also thinking, also crazy that she had the second best first, because if she had this one first, next week it wouldn't have been the best omelet she ever had.
This is just a really good omelet.
And it happened to be the next day. So like it just keeps one-upping. And I was just like, the odds are incredible. And then when she had another omelet and said, this is the best omelet I've ever had again, I remember actually like, she's fucking lying.
Completely.
My mom's lying.
She's a liar.
And
everything, all your trust is gone.
I don't want to be hyperbolic about this because it was a real thing. I couldn't lie when I was a kid. Okay. And I also, not lie, like if I thought something, maybe I'm 7. I'm at Disneyland with my mom and a family friend and his mom. And we all go, my mom doesn't, but the three of us go to a bathroom. And I go into the bathroom. I don't know, we bleep the names, I'm not sure. Mark it. She comes out, or I come out, and in the bathroom, I thought she's gonna get naked. I thought she gets naked to go pee. I don't know why, but I told my mom, I said, I want you, like I was confessing, I pictured naked. Okay. Is that okay? I feel like I just need to tell you. She goes, it's totally okay. It's very normal if you have any thoughts you want. And I love that you felt safe talking to me.
Yeah.
And you could tell me anything, but you don't have to tell me everything that you're thinking, because I would tell her everything.
Yeah.
So I had this very particular thing with my mom and trust. And then the omelet thing happened. And I'm like, what is going on here? Years later, I told her, and she said something to me, and I get it now, and I think it's a beautiful perspective. I don't remember where it came from with this, but it is, my mom, because your husband likes the spaghetti and meatballs.
Yes.
Whatever you think about it, my mom really believed that this was the best omelet. Not because it was cooked better than the other one, but because this is the best day. She's so grateful. She loves things. This is the best. You're the best. This is the funniest. Everything is the best.
Gratitude.
But she believes it, which is such like a crazy perspective, an unusual perspective.
Correct.
So like, this is...
We have manic mothers.
Yeah. But that's not what I'm getting at.
I think it's rooted in that like gratitude of like
manic in a positive.
Yes, in a way of like everything is good, everything is the best, everything is exciting.
Yeah, but there's something with the word best that feels like by definition, unique means one. So we can't all be like so unique. You're either one or you're more than one. There's something about best that I feel like is a lie. But since then, I'll say it. This is the best pot pie I've ever had, other than when I was pot pie crazy and I ate dairy.
Oh yes.
KFC pot pies.
Oh
but
my
that's just
God.
my introduction.
Oh my God, of course. But also it's like if you can really lean into the dairy, there's nothing like it. I love, you know what? That's another thing that is a medium thing where you should order it because when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. A diner pot pie.
Yeah, if a place goes to have the best pot pies, you believe them. If no one talks about them, you don't get it.
It's always like it'd be highlighted on the menu in big, like try our pot pie. And my husband always will, and it's some of the big like diners in the city.
Give a plug. Where's good pot pies in the city?
Sarge's Jewish delicatessen has the best pot pie.
Sarge's is my favorite pastrami in the city.
It's Sarge's.
And I'm going there Saturday.
Great matzo ball soup. We used to live around the corner.
Great
we would go
matzo ball soup.
every week.
Potato pancake, I do not like from there.
I don't like their latkes, but best corned beef hash I've had.
I always get the pastrami. Maybe I'll try the corned beef hash. It's the second time you brought it up.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to Sarge's? No. Shout out to Sarge's, man.
36 and 3rd.
Best, do you eat pastrami? Yeah. My favorite pastrami is Los Angeles-based, Langer's. Shout out to Langer's.
We love Langer's, though I do know the Cantor's family.
Cantor's, it's good pastrami.
It's great pastrami.
But like, if somebody is visiting LA and they're like, where should I try to eat? And they don't say, I want Jewish food or cured meats or pastrami. Still, Langer's and Howlin' Ray's are usually my 2 recommendations.
Okay. Have you been to Courage Bagels?
Nope.
The big bagels in LA.
Courage Bagels. I'll try it.
More artisan bread than bagel, but it's very good.
The difference between having a little puff pastry in the bite. Also, we might have to mute like all of this with the chewing. We'll figure it out. But I feel like it's been okay. I've been like.
Wouldn't that be the best podcast ever? It's just like
Don't worry, we'll mute all the chewing and we're talking.
What you'll do is just like isolate it and play it throughout the entire conversation.
Like room tone? Just underneath, even when we're not. Just, right, that way people stay used to it.
Exactly.
It's soothing. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah? We even, when people are sipping, or
I've noticed that.
we put in sound effects. Don't like the sounds. Tell me this. When I have a bite with puff pastry,
Yeah.
it's a completely different meal. Than I need a bite with puff pastry in every bite. Where do you stand on that?
I don't. So obviously, one of the main reasons, texture. That's a little bit like something crisp, something a little chewy with like the really tender couscous. Other thing is, it's just like, I mean, there's no butter in it, but it's like buttery. So it adds this little bit of richness. So it's like the rich contrast to like a very acidic and bright couscous.
So it's the buttery.
It's the buttery, but it's like not butter. It's like,
And crunch.
and yeah.
I got into croissants not even 2 years ago. Never ate them because they were too buttery and I hated the taste of them. Something happened. Obsessed with them now.
Wow. The best croissants are in New York.
Better than Paris? Where's the best croissant here?
L'Appartement 4F in Brooklyn, or La
Probably got it
Cabra,
this week.
or La Cabra in the East Village.
There's a place in New Jersey, guilty, called Alessio's.
Okay.
I've been trying croissants
Oh.
around town. By far the best croissant I've had in
I
New Jersey.
think I know the pastry chef.
Really?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the pastry chef Shen's.
Let me interject you.
Keep the audio.
Just let me interject you music under it. The pastry chef makes them, gives them to Alessio's. Alessio's bakes them there, but they're made from a pastry chef.
Wow.
This is who you know?
Potentially, I don't know. But the main thing is that like in Jersey where you're staying, which is not, I mean, I don't know much about Jersey, but the best pizza is one of the best pizza spots in
Basil's?
No, Raza's.
Never heard of Raz's.
Raza's in somewhere in Jersey.
Basil's and Quality Pizza are the two that I get every single time. What's going on with the
You can finish it.
Yeah,
please.
I'd like to, because it's fun. It's your place. You're like, help yourself.
You see, it's also like a perfect portion, little crowd.
What would you do when I made food? I would always make it. It was an accidental meal prep, but I would do 2 pounds of chicken.
Okay.
And just make tons and tons of food, so I wouldn't have to keep doing it.
Yeah, that's
You like
fair.
to make small portions because you're gonna make fresh again.
Yeah, but this is something where it's like, for example, I'll do this for my husband and I, and then we each get a meal, and then we also get dinner the next day or lunch the next day. So I think that way of things that you can do, or you could also scale up. You could double this whole recipe in a bigger pan.
You heard it here first.
It's very refreshing,
What is?
this dish.
Refreshing, like a iced tea on a summer day.
Yeah. What do you mean by refreshing?
No, it's like I said, bright. Bright is, you get the brightness from the olives, from the lemon.
I would never give a note because it's perfect. When I make this, I'm not gonna do olives.
That's fair. I think the olives make the dish.
Well,
That's another thing. My mother would say, anytime she tried anything, and there are a couple things she really loves, she goes, oh, it's the blank. The blank makes it.
yeah.
Typically in a dessert, it's nuts. She loves nuts and desserts. They're a big fight because I hate nuts and brownies, and she loves them. So I'll bake brownies, and she'll come and she'll bring a bag of walnuts, and then she'll take them out and she'll stuff them into the brownie I bake.
After the fact.
After the fact.
Fun. That's like when I add honey onto something. It feels like honey is my secret.
Love honey.
And people make stuff, and I bring honey places sometimes.
Love.
And I'll add a little honey onto it.
Good. I support that.
There's a cheat I have for you to get into nuts if you're interested. Pistachios.
I love nuts. I just don't love them in my baked goods, except for like a baklava.
Don't love a baklava.
I love a baklava. I love anything soaked in syrup.
You love my mother-in-law. Ugh. Do you mind, for the animation, I just want your consent. When I got back up, I wiped animated cum off my mouth.
I mean, story of my life.
Are you okay with it?
Yeah.
But we'll later reveal the goblin going by with vanilla ice cream. You're like, oh, it was vanilla ice cream, in case we get flagged.
There we go. We ate the whole thing. That is a good sign. I feel like that people really believe.
Who's not gonna believe? You know, like when people do with things like your job isn't to sell me what you want me to think as an audience. Your job is to show up and let me see what you're experiencing.
Wow.
And that's where, just push on this, that's where authenticity isn't just about being honest. It's not just about having credibility. It's also because everything is only through our own eyes, ears, nose, and mouth.
Love.
My job isn't to tell you what this tastes like. My job is to show you how I feel about it. And how am I going to show you how I feel about it if I don't know how I feel about it?
There
And
we
I'm
go.
not going to know unless I start asking myself questions. I do apologize. Why do I feel this way? Dig in. And by the way, once you figure it out, what's fun is you get to dig in again. That's I'm a nosh. I could nosh. Available now at Amazon.com and
Wherever books are sold.
books are sold. We don't need to end it now. We got to go to Good Plug.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I want you to sign that for me.
Of course.
We're not going to do desserts.
Oh my God.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry. You know, I'd like to come back to, like, we don't have B-roll.
Okay.
But we're gonna, at the end, we're gonna film some B-roll, but it's gonna be B-roll inspired, but it's not gonna really be the dishes and, like, the audience sees what we're talking about now.
Oh my God,
They
I
get
forgot
it.
we took an edible. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Shut up for a second. Give me direction. And we're gonna show B-roll of different stuff, and then I want to go outside. I wanted to get B-roll of things that aren't. So throughout the episode, I just wanted, like, when we're talking about stuff where we make cuts, just
I got a piece of kush.
yeah, I'm glad you washed your hands, but wash your mouth. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm trying to catch a new recipe, not COVID.
Oh my God.
I'm just joking around. Nothing. If you have COVID,
Thoughts and prayers.
you know what? Thoughts and prayers? Great, cool. You want to taste this, people at home? Here, smell. Thoughts and prayers are only going to do so much. We need action. We need litigation. Remind me, what is your thoughts on gun control? We're not going to ever get rid of them all. But what do you suggest?
Definitely need to ban automatic weapons.
Oops, I wasn't recording. What is your stance on gun control? Like AR-15s, you need to ban them?
Yeah, 100%.
What about people who say this? We ain't gonna give back our guns! What do you say to them without telling them, like the liberal elites that we are, the East and the West Coast fucking Jews? If we don't have, you know what we have more than delicious food? Money.
Oh my God.
Oh, my husband works at a bank. I'm on the top floor of a big skyscraper. Look at that. Go look at that. Look at this. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'll say it. Jews were fucking $900 pants. $4,000.
Oh my God. No,
guess
this
what
is
this
bad.
is? This
Bad.
is only $30-some that you can get at rickglassman.com/store. Give her my.
Just eat it. Eat the
Eat
Eat
My
My
Butt
Butt
tour.
tour. Love that.
Can I wear this?
Of course. Was that all of 3 dates?
3 dates. What are the dates?
Tuesday, Friday, Saturday,
And then the last one?
other times too.
Other times too. I am phenomenal.
I am phenomenal! I am phenomenal!
It's from a song. Dude, I tell you something, I made a big mistake not taking the weed before getting here.
Oh my God.
I want to be high during this. Could we, you know what might be fun? If we do, for my Patreon,
Yeah.
we're gonna do this again
Okay.
now. Make the same thing. And if you want to see the high version, we do this exact same thing again. Go to patreon.com/takeyourshoesoff to see us bake all this stuff, but when we're really stoned. We might even forget the olives.
Here we go.
All right. Maybe I'm not reading it right. Are you just saying get out of here?
I need a drink. I got some couscous stuck.
You know, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. What's his name?
Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri. Doesn't like eggs.
Well, you don't.
Oftentimes, dishes don't have the egg, but when it does, he finds a way of saying, "I won't do it with the egg." I'm gonna start. That's
With what?
olives.
With olives.
Yeah. May I have a glass?
Oh, yeah, it
I'd
is.
like to take a glass whenever I visit New York. I like to come home with a new glass.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
Still or sparkling?
Still or sparkling? I'll do still. Thank you. Well, boys, it looks like we did it again. Another great episode of Take Your Shoes Off, but this time, it wasn't just great. It was damn great. I'm gonna do that again. Well, boys, it looks like we did it again. Another take your shoes off. Another great take. Well, boys, looks like we're going to do it again. Another great episode of Take Your Shoes Off. But this time it wasn't great. This time it was... damn great.
Oh my God.
Should we do one take where it was delicious?
Yes, that's exactly what I thought you were going to say.
I was, but then I thought maybe we should have a different read of damn great. Okay. Well, boys, another great episode of Take Your Shoes Off. Although this time I wouldn't say that it was great. I would say it was delicious. I like the damn great take.
Okay, go for
try
that
one?
one. I think you got it.
Just do it. This is your olives. Let's do it.
Well, boys, another great episode of Take Your Shoes Off. But this time, I wouldn't say it was great.
What do you mean? I thought it was...
I'd say it's delicious.
Well, boys, another great episode of Take Your Shoes Off. Although this time I wouldn't say it was great. I would say it was delicious. And if you want to see more content like this and behind the scenes and secrets, I have some stuff that some of the celebrities that have been on my podcast, including some of the girls, sex tapes. Now, I blurred their face, but you're going to know who they are, and you can message me and I'll tell you. You see it all at patreon.com/takeyourshoesoff. Now, if I could nosh, I would, and I did. And it looks like we had another great episode of Take Your Shoes Off, although this time I wouldn't say it was great. I would say it was damn delicious. Jake, thank you so much. Oh, you know what I just noticed? New York Times bestselling author of Jewish. This isn't a New York, by the time this episode comes out, it will be.
It already is.
Is it already?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa! All right, I'm just so used to having great episodes.
Yeah.
But never something this delicious. Two-time New York best-selling author of Jewish. And I'll tell you something. All my life, I've never had a dairy-free pie.
Gulp, 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 gulp.
That touched this. All my life, I've never had a dairy-free pie. Makes me think of a song. You be in my hands, back and forth reaction. You might want to get over here. I'm gonna go.
Very good.
If I broke it, even if I gave you 5 times the amount of money it was worth, I would be so hot and I would have to get out of here. How does it look?
We're good. That's why they have these things. We're gonna put it there we go. Don't put that in the video though, because my husband sees that. He was gonna be angry.
How about we do it, but when it's a noise, instead of the noise, we just hear a fart sound effect
Perfect.
and diarrhea comes out.
Okay, perfect.
So I said something that made me think of a song. Something about the best pot pie, something about all my life I've... I need you to hear me. Nice to meet you, by the way. I know you have to get going, but give me 1 sec. I haven't played in a while. I will never find another lover. And then, oh my...
Oh my God, dude.
Thank you for your patience. Oh! You get it. Could you sing?
No.
Do you know how it goes?
No.
Do you know how it goes?
Na, 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 na.
Oh! I say I go too high. Oh, my life. I pray for someone like you. I'm gonna take. That's it. I feel like I should. Just when you're in New York and it's so Broadway, and if you can't sing, then get fucked. I don't know. That's it. You could cut it. Nice to meet you, man.
Pleasure.
That could be the real cut in the episode. I do just want to acknowledge something. Sorry about this. I got a little silly at the end there.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that I came into your home and I got so loud and so silly. I thought it'd be a fun, awkward ending.
Love.
But I just want to say I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. We're good.
Nice to meet you, by the way.